Maria Lokure is a resident of Lokitalakibu Town Council in Kotido sub-county. Lokure initially struggled to make ends meet and never cared for her children.
My
life before DINU was very reckless. I was very dirty. My children were dirty. I used not to care about my children. Personally, I would even dispose of my children's poop with my own hands. I would just carry it.
She was completely ignorant of modern farming methods. However, this was a general challenge for a community that largely depended on rudimentary farming methods.
I used to carry a whole basin of beans to go and plant, and I would only broadcast it. Sometimes it all germinates, but most times it would never germinate. I barely knew anything about planting in lines before the project.
After adopting modern farming methods, Lokure is able to feed her children with a variety from her own garden. This has enhanced the capacity to strengthen their nutrition.
Excess vegetables that the children cannot feed, I pick them, I take them to the market and sell them and buy for my child a book to go to school and study.
Currently, Lokure and many others look at their gardens as an office where they gain livelihood.
When DINU came in, we are able to plant all seeds like eggplant, tomato, and we are able to get this, and we are eating 3 times in a day, and before we could only take about here.
The Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU, is the program behind this change in livelihood. The program is implemented in a consortium where CARE is a lead partner. It is funded by the European Union and supervised by the Office of the Prime Minister. The project, intended to increase productivity of smallholder farmers in these areas of Karamoja. Bernardo Chan, the focal person for DINU, is convinced that this target has been achieved.
When CARE first out, the Government of Uganda carried out a scoping study to see the implementation success of CARE, the achievements, and see what gaps or which areas needed more consolidation. And that is how the DINU program came on board.
Farmers have been trained in sustainable land management, which includes integrated soil and water conservation approaches.
Integrating what we call climate smart agriculture in all crop-related interventions. We can have good quality seed, but once the soil health, once the little moisture that comes from rain-fed agriculture is not harnessed within the farmland of the farmer, then our objective of getting the target outputs per unit area of land is minimal.
According to Lokure, her husband was never interested in farming. As a result, domestic violence was the norm.
My own husband would just sleep under the tree from morning to sunset and then come back in the evening demanding for food that myself I have to struggle and find.
DINU's interventions solved their scramble for the little resources after increasing their productivity.
My man, we share agenda, we share roles in the family. When it comes to finances, there is nothing he can sell without my consent.
Lokure and several others in the community admit that the rate of abortions and unwanted pregnancies was high. It was after DINU provided sexual and reproductive health services that several women embraced family planning and were able to convince their husbands too.
It's not to have a big spacing between the children. I would have as many kids as possible. At some point I lost a child.
Like if my firstborn went to reach 7 months, I was not knowing that I'm pregnant. I realized I again gave back to the second child the same way. Then I asked the VST after DINU's trained us. Those people came and told me, hey, my friend, you are suffering. Why don't you go and get family planning?
Many have become ambassadors to help others overcome challenges related to unwanted pregnancies and big families. Their networking has inspired many youth and women who now admire and would like to join the project.
Some of the community members, our neighbors, want to join the group, but the group is limited to a number of 30 only.
Those under the project have more access to markets through linkages, which has boosted their incomes. Lokure's current dream is to improve family shelter, an ambition she's confident of achieving.
If I continue with the practices DINU has taught us, I want to expand my house, change and renovate the iron sheets, and make it look like for someone that has gone to school.
In general, women currently feel empowered. When they compare life before the project and now, the difference is so big. Mwani Kabyamukama is a fresh graduate in the field of agriculture. Through DINU's youth skilling project, he believes he has acquired multiple hands-on skills.
I've been able to learn cross-cutting issues, gender, financial inclusion, VSL, silk, monitoring and evaluation. I mean, I've not been specific on gold trialing, on training of farmer groups, but I cut across.
According to Bernardo Chan, the focal person of DINU, the program has seen success as a result of the already existing structures that government had already put in place.
Example, at the moment in Kotido, we have a total of 250 farmer groups that were already organized to benefit in this implementation. These 250 farmer groups have a total of 6,250 farming households who have already been organized in these 250 farmer groups. So these are strategies how this program is being delivered.